Hey traders, Nick here. Looking through some tickers of interest, and of course, Moderna is always intriguing to traders and investors alike. Clearly, it is the name in as far as vaccine is concerned. They delivered, and they're getting rewarded. And what was weird was the drop on the earnings report. Um, I get it upsets me to see the headlines or just read upset maybe is the wrong word, frustrating to read the headline writers uh, product, which is a comedy. Like they say they missed earnings or they missed estimates, and then the stock collapses. They lead with the bad news because they need shock and awe, and people react to it, and the machines read missed. Instead of missed, what if the headline said they grew sales 3,000%? They grew bottom line 1,400%. There's no estimates in that. It was actual report growth this year versus last year. So if you're in a business for yourself, you have a pizza shop and you grow your sales 10%. If somebody says, well, I had a goal for you of growing 15%, therefore your stock should go down. Does that make sense, or do you care about that? No. The goal is to grow your bottom line. How? By growing the top line. In this case, 3,000% growth, 1,400%. They lead with the headline, whatever, missed this or missed that. And it's always somebody's opinion. So, reaction was I discussed it and I shared my opinion that it's a knife I would like to catch, and I shared ways of catching it. One was to sell a put or a put spread. The other one was to buy a call spread. I don't believe I shared buying calls, but if I did, yes, I did. And even those played out after one red tick and then a consolidation zone and then this rally. So it doesn't pay to chase blindly a stock without looking at its chart. So if somebody sold it down here, they're not paying attention to what the stock did to get to here. So if this was wrong, then this is wrong. Somewhere in the middle is going to be the truth. So if somebody bought it today, I sure hope they're not the same people that sold it here. Because if that's the case, then they definitely need help with charts. It's not bad. It's not an insult. It's just a statement of fact. So when a stock falls into a prior area of contention, it finds support. This clearly was a breakout zone. They worked on it with higher lows, higher highs, some sort of a rising wedge. They drew a short line. You could argue it started here. You could argue it started here. So those are three lines of support. 1, 2, 3, major. So check it out. This candle right there, which was pretty violent, skirts both of them, two of them. 1, 2. This one and that one. So this matters. And look how close they came to it here. And now they're making progress. So the stock market spoke that they like it down here, confirmed the breakout. So they broke out, they overdid it, they tried to hang on to it, they failed, they came back. Yep, this was the place where we wanted to go, let's go again. Now, what did we learn? Same logic from this tells me that from here to here, it's not going to be easy. Yes, it could pop another 5 or 6%, but it's not an easy entry point. This is what I call, it's not an obvious point of entry. This was not. This is not. It doesn't mean short it. Absolutely do not short it. That's my opinion. This area is going to be difficult. So the closer it gets to 400, the more sellers it's likely going to face. The less convicted buyers it's going to have. So the easy work is done. Now, it got a lot of help from headlines, but hey, headlines cut both ways, right? Wasn't there a headline on Pfizer pill or Merck pill or whatever, which is another ridiculous reason to sell this one down? We have 7, 8 billion people on the planet. You don't think we need more than one vaccine company to supply everybody? And they're going to need boosters every year. So imagine they're going to stick people 3 times a year times, 7 billion people. We've got a lot of area to cover. We're going to need all the vaccine companies that we can, and they're all going to sell out of everything they can produce. That's my non-scientific big picture on the vaccine potential market, addressable market. So Don't chase the herd. Have some courage to look left on the chart and use some simple logic. This cluster is significant. So my guess is as soon as it gets to closer, any upticks from here are going to face some heavier selling than normal to get to here. This was outrageous. This was outrageous. So now it's like nothing happened. Okay, so my setup, the trade setup that I had, started here and it played out. So even somebody who bought calls probably doubled their money. Depends on where they stopped out or they didn't stop out. If somebody sold a put or a put spread, they're still fine. They didn't sweat much because there was room for error. And I'm confident of its fundamentals. There's no doubt we need vaccines. There's no doubt the vaccine works. There's no doubt it has sales. So short of a disaster or a complete mutation, the income stream is going to vary drastically. Otherwise, it's not. It's on rails until something changes. And use moderation, in my opinion. So always leave room for error. The easy work is done. Chasing up here is not as easy as buying the dip down here. Like if I bought the dip here, I'm not crazy. If I waited until here, I'm a genius. And somewhere in the middle lies the truth. So if I bought the rally up here, okay, I wouldn't have done it. I would have waited. But then again, it leaped, whichever. It jumped, it gapped up and up. So it's not the kind of stock that's going to leave the door open too long. For me, it's easier to catch it when it falls into ridiculous levels on ridiculous logic. This was easy. This is not. And that's the point of this video.